morning, friends, and welcome back to Divinely Designed Studio. For those that don't know, my name's Nicole, and today we're here for a craft vlog. It's the 19th of February, so let's get started. Well, good morning or good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you for taking some time out of your day and spending it with me and seeing what I'm getting up into the studio today. So I have just come out here. It is really early. It is 20 past 7. I'm sort of just coming out here to do some check-ins and all the things. I have reading sprints again today. I do spend a lot of time online doing reading sprints and whatnot, but I will have a fair bit of stuff to get done in the studio today as well. So don't laugh. I have some bags to sew up that I still haven't sewn up. I'm going to sew them up. I've done all the backing and everything for the quilt, so I'm going to load one of those up today and make a start on that. The other day, I was kicking myself, I tell you. The other day, I was getting stuff from underneath the long arm machine and I accidentally got hooked up on the wire that I fixed. So I have to fix that again today because I snapped it. I'm just like, oh, you wouldn't believe it. Like I just stood there and like I swore a lot. You did not get that on camera, but I was so angry at myself for doing that. So, because it's a pain in the backside to fix. So I've got to fix that this morning before I could do any quilting. So I'm going to get that sorted. But we are going to do some check-ins. And I also started my morning at 5:30 this morning. So I do have a little bit of a gentle way of getting into the vlog today. So we'll do our check-in we'll do that and then we'll do the check-in for the cross stitch. But I'm just going to potter today. I've got to catch up on a lot of things. I've crossed a lot of stuff off my list already this week as well. And I just want to set up, I want to get these quilts finished. I want them out of here by next Wednesday. So that way I can have them all done and gone. Hopefully the lady gets back to me pretty much straight away, and then I can just get them in the post and off. Of course, I also wanted to have the Big Stitch quilting done and the sashiko done by today. I don't think they're going to get done by today, but I think I will possibly make them a little bit of a priority at some stage today. I do have 3 90-minute sprints that will be happening. So in those 90 minutes, I will be doing a lot of work. I don't know how much reading I'm going to get done today. I'm thinking I'm just going to find an audiobook and stick that on, and that'll keep me company. So yeah, which sometimes the reading doesn't work because I'm also filming at the same time and I use my phone for everything. So I will have to at some stage set up Audible on my tablet, and then that way I think I actually set it up the other day, if I remember correctly, on my iPad, so I can always Bluetooth the earbuds. Fingers crossed that I can Bluetooth the headphones that I have. So otherwise I'll have to set up the tablet, and that'll be painful, no doubt, because it was painful to do on the tablet, the iPad. So yeah, so I'm just going to potter around today and get as much stuff as I can get done. So I'll share all that with you. But for now, let's cut to how I started my morning. Well, that was a nice way to start the morning, listening to the birds and just waking up with a nice cup of coffee. I finished off my section, so I'm officially halfway through now. I'm sorry about the glare, but I am officially halfway through. There we go, that you can see it a bit better. So I will probably get a little bit more done on this today. I have an audio book that I need to listen to. So I'll probably do a little bit more today, if not tonight. But yeah, it was a nice way to start the morning. All right, I'm off to get ready and for my day, because this was like at 5:30 in the morning that I filmed this. It's now 6:30, so a nice little hour slowly waking up and just doing a little bit of diamond painting and listening to the birds. It's such a nice way to start your morning. So yeah, I really enjoyed starting the day that way, listening to the birds and just having a little bit of a gentler start rather than jumping out of bed and racing off to do this and that and the other. So yeah, and now let's have a look at what I got done on my cross stitch last night. Okay, so this is what I got done last night. So if you remember yesterday, I just had done this bit here. So I got all the candy canes in, I got this done and this done, and it actually went a lot quicker than I thought. I think I only spent an hour and a half on it, and then I was just a bit tired, so I just thought, you know what, that's fine, that is okay. So I got all of this in, I got the white above the windows in, as I said, I got this little garland in, I got all the bottom down here done, and finished up this row. So now all I have to do is fill in the windows and the door on the house, and then the house is done. And as we've seen yesterday, I do have some little spot motifs down here, and then I've got the stars, a star there and a couple of stars here, and then the planter. So, and today's Wednesday, so I've got Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, so I've still got 3 days to work on this, so I might actually get this finished. It seems to be going a little bit quicker now, especially now that I'll be just filling in, which makes it nice and easy. So there is this brick color that goes into the windows, and I believe there's some here as well around the top of the door. And then it's basically a cream color that fills in the windows, and then we've got the white above it. So yeah, it's looking really good. I'm really happy with it. I love how it's really patchy too. Like I think I said this yesterday, that I like the patchiness of the you know, like sometimes there's a little stripe, then there's a little cluster, and it looks really weathered, and I like that. I also like the stripes that I did on the chimney as well. I think that that distinguishes the chimney away from the house as well, so it gives it a different look. So yeah, so I will be doing all my chimneys like that, so that'll match them in, but I'll be just going wherever to get the patchiness on the houses, because I believe all the houses are exactly the same color. I have to check that out. Now I went looking to see if I had more of these patterns, and I don't. I've only bought the first one, so I will have to get the second one. If I finish it this week, I'll get it this week. If not, I'll wait until it comes up in rotation again. I think they're only like $9 or something. I'll have to double check that, but yeah, I remembered that once I realized I didn't have them, I remembered I went to their website and got it as a PDF download. So yeah, so I'm pretty happy with how that is all turning out. I love the colors that I've chosen as well, because I did swap some colors out. So for those that are interested, they are the colors that I've swapped out. I took collards and I put Hunter, which is a Weeks Dye Works, in replace of it. They're both green colors. Chestnut I changed for Rust, which is a brownish sort of color, instead of a reddish brown. I just didn't like the chestnut, so that's why I swapped it out. And I was also using what I had here. I changed Weeks Dye Works Turkish Red to Buckeye, to Classic Colorworks, very similar color, and that's what that looks like, very similar. The Turkish Red might be just a touch darker in some spots, but very similar. And like khaki, you would think would be green, right? No, it's not. It is actually a creamy color that has hints of green in it, and it's the same as parchment. So it was so similar in color when I looked at it, and I'm like, I know I've got heaps of parchment at home, so I'm going to use that. So that's why I went with that. And that's all I changed out. Everything else is exactly the same. And yeah, but I do like the changes that I've made. The model was stitched on 36 count as well, and on by Pictures This Plus, and 1 strand of thread over 2 strands of linen. So you can see that in here. So yeah, and I'm doing it on 46 count. So yeah, so I don't have a lot to go. So I've got the big pinwheel on the door, and then I've just got this flower and 2-3 stars, and then it's done. And obviously the snowflakes and everything down the bottom as well, down here. So yeah, I'm making nice progress. I'm really happy, and it'll be another little mini finish. Like, to me it's a finish because these are supposed to be done separately and turned into pillows, so I'm calling every chart a finish. So Look at me go, still finishing stuff. How exciting is that? Anyway, let's get on with it. So you can see I made a little bit more progress, not a great deal, but I was quite tired last night. I went to bed pretty early, so and as I said, I'm just being a lot more gentle on myself this year and just going with the flow, and it's working. I'm getting a lot of stuff finished. I didn't end up working on winter last night, so that is a priority again today. I will try endeavour to get that done ASAP. So yeah, then I can take photos and get that up to my Patreons. I did do a lot of editing yesterday, so I had my quilting story go up to the Patreons yesterday. And what else went up? The daily vlog went up, which was a little bit shorter. It was more just a check-in yesterday. And I also edited quite a large video for a booktube as well, which was a lot of talking, a lot just a lot. So by the time I got to 5 o'clock last night, I ended up just going, you know what, I couldn't even be bothered cooking. I ended up ordering pizza. I had pizza and chicken nibbles for dinner, and they had a really good deal. So I got 3 pizzas and 3 sides for the price. Like, it was a good deal. Like, it was $28 to buy a pizza that I wanted, and I could get 3 of the same pizzas for $46 with 3 sides. So I got a lemonade, which I'll have when I have a gin, so I didn't drink that last night. I got a garlic bread, which I cut in half and froze half. Actually, thirds I cut it into because I had 3 pieces. There's usually 9 pieces, so I cut what was left over in half and froze that. And I froze all the pizza as well. I just had I had a couple of chicken niblets, which I've got them. They're like their little chicken drumettes that you get. So they're a wing that are broken apart. And so I got I think of those as well. And yeah, so I had some of that last night, and then I've got some of that to have with rice and salad tonight. Rice or salad rather. And yeah, and then I froze the rest of the pizza, so I've got snacks now and dinners, because I generally pull out 2 pieces of pizza and have a salad with it, yeah, and call that a meal. So I was pretty happy with that. So I don't have to go shopping this month, which is great, because I've got a heap of stuff in the freezer still, got a heap of stuff left in the fridge. The only thing I'll have to go and get is my salad stuff, which that's fine. That's only going to cost me about $20. So yeah, that's not too shabby. I did a big shop last month for a lot of cupboard stuff, and I've got a list of things that I've already used, so I'll replace those. So it's probably going to be about $10 or $15 out of cupboard stuff, but the rest is all still there. So I might be getting down to only shopping once, like doing a big shop once every 3 or 4 months, which will be absolutely fantastic. The less I have to do shopping, the happier I'm going to be. So yeah, all right, I am going to get on with the rest of my day. As I said, I've got to fix the machine first, and yeah, I can't believe that I broke that. Oh, I'm just like, really, you dimwit. Called myself all sorts of names. I was not kind to myself at all. But right now, I am going to go and make a cuppa, get ready to set up for the day, make that wire, get that onto the machine, and yeah, do everything else I got to do to set up for sprints, and I will check in with you during the day. we have got a flower this time with some leaves, and it's looking really good. And I used the same color fuchsia thread, but you can see it doesn't really stand out on the colorful bits. And I went with this pattern because the flowers in this have the same sort of petals, similar, not exactly the same, but similar. So I thought I'd go with that, and that matches the style of the quilt quite nicely. So you can, yeah, so it's quite interesting how cotton absorbs into your quilts. You know, like even though this is a fuchsia color and you can see it, it just blends in really nicely, but you can still see the outline of it on the pink as well. The only place it really disappears is in here, because we've got two different types of pinks, so it disappears a little bit more, but it's looking absolutely fantastic. This one is quite a large pattern, but you can see this is the stitch that I just stitched out, and then this is the row above it. So you can see it's not overly close, but it's not overly loose either. So yeah, so it just blends in quite nicely, and I'm very happy with what I've done so far today. So I'm hoping to get a little bit more done on this, but I'm really wanting to get some more stitching done on one of my projects that I wanted to get finished by today. So I'm thinking that I might do another row of this, get halfway through, and then sit down and maybe do a bit of that, but we'll see how we go. I guess you'll find out in just a moment. I want to get some stitches down on this, so I have pulled out, I can't remember what colour thread I was using, but that looks about right, which is a 347, and I'm just using the whole 6 strands of this. Now I cannot remember when I was working on this last. It was a while ago, like it was a long time ago. So, and I just noticed that there is a bit of a crease there in the back, so I need to unpin that and get that to straighten down somewhat, because that's going to crease. So I am going to pretty much work on this for the rest of the afternoon. Obviously I do have to edit and everything. It is now 10 to 3. I have been discussing different things with people online today, mainly about the new Kindle issue, where they're stopping you from downloading the content that you buy from them now. So yeah, there was a big discussion about that, and which turned into banning books that get banned and all that sort of stuff. So I'm going to give this a bit of a press and stretch this out, and probably spray it a bit more with because it's been sitting for a while, so there's that. So I need to sort that out. I do have a couple of orders to do for this for project bags, so I've got to get on top of that as well. But I am thinking that I'm just going to work on this for the rest of the day. It's actually come over really cloudy. I think we're actually going to get a bit of rain today, which will be nice. You just plug the iron in, and then I can press this. And I'm going to use a little bit, I'm fairly well ventilated here, so I'm going to use a little bit of Baste It spray just to get that to sit a little bit better. So I've already stitched up to about there, so that's fine. So I'm just going to spray the back of this and get it to lay a bit flatter, and then that way, that did not come out very well. That way I can get a nice finish on that on the back. So I wanted to have this finished today, but yeah, that's not going to happen. But I am going to give it a really good press, and make sure that it's all, like, it's on fusible fleece, so I know that it's stuck down okay. It was just the backing that was looking a bit average, so just giving that a nice little going over again, and then that way it'll be nice and finished. All right, let me just iron that. I think I don't need any more of that. That was enough to hold that down. I don't like to use that very often, but when I do use it, it always works well. And it's just the Birch brand one that I get here at Spotlight, and it works so well. It really does. Alright, so let me give this a really good press, and then I'm going to mark out. Now, when I did this last, I marked it out a 1/4 inch away from the Christmas trees, and then I did little 1/4 inch, what do you call it? Oh, actually, I think I used no, it wasn't. A 1/4 inch dash marks so I can sew it really well. So I'm going to do that again, and then I'll probably just sit down tonight and stitch that down. Why do you keep creasing? Stop it. Stop creasing. So I'll probably do that tonight. And then I can do a check-in in the morning. My day has not gone to plan at all. I did get some quilting done, as you've seen. But as far as the day goes, it has not gone to plan at all. And as I said, it is now almost, what is it, 10 to 3 now. So I am actually going to wrap up for the day, but I'm going to prep this before I go. And then that way, here's my ruler. Now, are you going to work? Let's see if you work. It's run out. I don't have any up there either. Ooh, 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 it's working. No, it's out too. Not having much luck, am I? Oh. Oh. No, that's out too. Alright, I need to get some refills. I don't chuck them out because you can actually buy refills on AliExpress. They're not in the different colours, but you can buy refills, so it's running out too. Alright, let me just go up here, see if I've got something. Alright, this might work. This is water soluble, so that's okay. So basically what I'm doing is I'm just going around the outside, and I'm a 1/4 inch away, and I'm doing sort of 1/8 of an inch to almost a 1/4 inch, I guess, stitching. And I've got this as a mark, so it makes it easier for me to stitch it. And of course this will wash away, and even if it doesn't, it'll be under the thread anyway. And I'm just going to go all the way around, and I'm just sort of, I start off with a bit of a measurement, and then I just eyeball it from there. Whee. And yeah, so, and when I stitch it, I'm going to use I actually use a, what do you call it, a thicker needle with a bigger eye in it, and I use the same ones that I use for sashiko, because the eyes are bigger in those needles, and it makes it easier to thread my needle as well, so I don't have to, you know, wrestle with it or whatever. So as I said, I just sort of find the 1/4 inch mark away from the Christmas tree, and then I just do little dashes all the way around, and I just sort of eyeball it. Like, it doesn't have to be exact, like it's not a factory made item, it's a handmade item, and it's just, yeah, just go. And now, if I wanted to get real tricky, I could just keep going around and quilt all of this, but I decided that I'm just doing it around the Christmas trees, and then I'm just going to do like 2 running strips down, 2 lines of stitching down here and here, and then just all the way around, and then the binding will go on, and that will secure that part. So I don't have to overly quilt this too much. It's only going to get used once a year because it is a Christmas table runner on that, but it will be good to get it finished. And I'm pretty sure all of my, yes, they're all stitched down there, because at one stage there I just had them glued on there to make it easier, because I use the Basic glue to hold them in place, and then I just stitch them down when I get a chance. Alright, there we go. So I've traced those out. Let me just grab my thread and scissors. It's really important to have the pins in, because it just stops it from moving on you. And as you see, because it sat for a while, I had to repress all of that and get it sitting right. But we have done that now. I like the fact that I have pretty much made this all by hand. Even the center bits here, I don't know if you can see that or not, but these are all been sewn together by hand. And this whole thing has been done by hand. So I'm hoping that once I trim up this, the wadding, I'm going to be able to just bring this over and yeah, so that will be the end. I don't know if I like that or not. I may end up using something different on that. I may end up just holding off until I go down to, I'll see what I've got over there on the shelf, but and what I've got in my stash in the way of planes, but I'm not sure I like that, to be honest. I mean, it's not even, I don't even think it's the same red, so I think I'm just going to get rid of it. I don't like it. I don't like it. If you don't like it, don't make it with that. I reckon like a plain maroon or something would look like really good. I think, maybe, I don't know. What do you reckon? Let me know in the comments down below what you think. But it's going to look good once it's done. Like you can see, it looks really good once it's and that. And then, as I said, I'm just going to put all the way around, and I'm just going to use red. And I'll just, this one's really easy because I can feel the seam in here, and because I measured the seams when I did them, I can feel that they're all equal and uniform. So I'll be able to feel that and just do the stitching along there, and that's going to give me the 1/4 inch all the way around, which is good. I like that idea. So, and once I get started, it won't take long to do either, because there's not a lot on here that I need to do. So as I said, I'm just using the whole strand. There we go, there it is, and my needle threader, because it's near on impossible to try and thread this without it. Like you can use Pearl 8 or something like that, or a Sulky weight 12. You could use that as well. That will work. Alright, so I'm just going to come up between. So I've just come up in like at the back, and this is because I am starting this and I don't want it to be seen on the back. Okay, and then basically all I'm going to do is a running stitch right through to the back, and over the marks that I've created. Just move those over there so I don't hurt myself. Leave that there. The only thing I don't like about it is it gets caught up on the safety pins, but there's not much I can do about it. I'll get my rhythm in a minute. That's what I was trying to do. There we go. I use the Sashiko needles because they're a little bit sharper, and they've got the bigger eyes as well. Because I'm doing, this is called like big stitch quilting, so you want to be seeing the stitches. That's why we're using a contrasting thread and all the things. I mean, if you were quilting a quilt, you'd probably have some sort of quilting frame that you'd sit it in, so you can have you going up and down with your hands underneath as well as on top, whereas this one I am just doing it in my hand because it's a small project. I think one day I will make a quilt and then hand quilt it. I'm thinking that I'd like to do a candle wicking piece, but I don't know how I'll go because it's a lot of work. I do have a pattern for a candle wicking quilt, but I've not made it yet, obviously, but I wouldn't mind to give it a go. Alright, so as I said, I'm going to continue doing this, but I'm going to wrap up the vlog today, so I'll do this as a check-in. But you can see there that I've got the big stitches going around, and of course when I go to wash this, I'll just hand wash it and these will disappear. So I'm going to go all the way around both of them, and then as I said, I will go down. If I get to that tonight, I will. If not, it doesn't matter, I'll get to it when I get to it. I do need to get some inserts for that though, so I'll leave those there. So yeah, I'm going to continue on doing with that. So I'd just like to say thank you so much for joining me today. As I said, not a lot got done in the studio today, but we sometimes have days like that. We've had a couple of those in the last couple. It's just because there's a lot of stuff happening with other things as well, but I'm still making progress on stuff. So tomorrow I'll be checking in for my diamond painting, because I have actually done a little bit more on my diamond painting. While I was on the phone today, I have shown you the quilt that is in, and I'll probably do a little bit more on that this afternoon after I finished editing. And of course I've got my stitching as well. So and then I'm going to sit down and do this in front of the TV once I'm finished doing all of that, and try and get this done. And then I think I'm just going to trim it up, and then I'm going to find some maroon. So I may not get the binding on it, but if I can find some maroon in my scraps, I definitely, like this darker red, I think will look a lot better than this back one. But I had this piece, so it was good to use. All right, so as I said, I'm going to finish you up for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I know that you don't often see my head in the shot and all that sort of stuff, but it's all about the craft, isn't it? Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and give me a thumbs up down below as well, and leave me a comment and let me know what you were working on today while you were watching this vlog. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.